Okay, though everything is set, I'm recording on the camera. I am recording on, oh, excuse my arm. Wow, I just realized. I'm recording on the camera and I'm recording on my phone. Okay, greetings everyone. Mink or share. Retnev. Maha Munia Maha. Good afternoon, everybody. So that's good afternoon in Medu and in our country. And I am making Arabian spice. And I'm also going to be making almond supreme. I think I'm going to do the Arabian spice first because I'm not going to do any designs with the Arabian spice because it's going to have a little bit of tea in it to help with the to help give it a little bit of okay, excuse me, I'm trying not to put my hands in the way of everything. Let's try to put that back here. Okay. So this is going to have the Arabian spice I'm going to do first, which is a new scent that I just started using and I love it, love it, love it. I've have all the oils already pre-weighed out, so there's shea butter in here. There's titanium dioxide in here because I'm not sure if the Arabian spice is going to discolor. But just in case it is, I wanted it to be a little more white. And it helps to allow the color of the tea to show up a little bit better. So that's there. And so I'm measuring out my fragrance oils. And I just bought this one from, I like Brambleberry's fragrances, but they're not the only ones that I buy from. I also get some of my fragrances from Wellington fragrances. And no, this is not an endorsement for either one of them. I just like their fragrances, so I just happen to mention them. I'm not getting sponsored by either, but those are pretty much the two places where I get all of my fragrances. I don't really buy them from any place else. Do I have everything set up? Yes, I do. So the titanium dioxide is already in here. All of the oils are measured out. The only thing that we don't have is the lye. So as you're coming on, if you can just drop a little comment and let me know where you're watching from. Oh, and I should have broken up this shea butter. I meant to do that. I'm going to do that with the other one because now I'll have to blend a lot in order to make sure to break up the shea butter. So I'm soaping at what's called room temperature. Nothing is hot because I made the lye water some time ago. The oils are cold. Nothing was heated up. The lye water is still warm, but it's not hot. And you know, you can pretty much soap at any temperature you wish. So I just kind of wanted to put a little bit of tea in this one to make it look like little speckles of spice because it's Arabian spice. And putting the titanium dioxide kind of helps give it a little bit of contrast so that the spice will show up, because I'm not sure if this scent is going to discolor. This is the first time I'm using this scent in a soap. I used it in a butter and I loved it. Oh, I love the scent so much. And I think this is going to be one of my regulars. So, and I saved some of the tea for the top. So as you're coming on, please let me know where you're watching from. All my Brooklynites, please say hello. All my Queensites, New York Cityites, please say hello. Say something. Ujahi, Salbona, all my international friends, please, if you're watching, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. So I haven't been making soap making videos too much. I've pretty much been working on content for the YouTube page. So that's why I'm doing this also on my camera, because this will be going on my YouTube page, and I'll be able to tweak it so that I can fit it on the Instagram page as well. I think I'm going to drop a little bit more tea in here. It's just it looks like pepper, but it's not. It's tea. I wanted to save a little bit for the top. I might just, this is just a regular tea bag, by the way, chai tea. I might just get another tea bag and put that on the top. Okay, so we're going to blend this a little bit without hopefully knocking over this oil. So I've been doing a lot of filming for my YouTube page, and I have a playlist that I have up there that's for the entrepreneurial spotlights. And I just have one video really that I did with an entrepreneur, which was my niece. She's just having a fundraiser and I was advertising her. I have a couple more in the works, just not up there just yet. And making sure that I'm still on the camera. Alright, so I'm going to blend this up. Please excuse the noise. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you might see that there was one comment on there that really inspired a lot of the content that I have on my YouTube page. Because there was one sister who's actually a handmade product maker who is of the belief, and she's not the only one. There's a lot of people out there who believe that you can make soap without lye. So I've been mentioning this in all of my videos just to kind of bring it home and let as many people know as possible. If you're making soap, there is no way that you're going to make soap without using lye. It just can't happen. Lye is one of the crucial ingredients. It's a base that is necessary for the chemical reaction that occurs when you're making soap. Now you can use other bases. I've been reading up and seeing about other things that can be done, and you can use other bases, but the other bases that are out there are not going to be any less caustic than your sodium hydroxide, which is the name for lye. The common name is lye. So I'm going to blend this until it's nice and thick, because I don't need a light chase, because I'm not going to be doing any designs with this. It's pretty much going to be staying just like this. So I can blend it as much as I need to, get it nice and thick, and then by the time I pour it in my mold, hopefully it'll be thick enough for me to texture the top, and then add a little bit of the tea at the top as well for a little bit of design. And I'm liking the whiteness. That's good. I didn't want it to be, I didn't know if this scent was going to, this fragrance was going to this color. So yes, people, if you're making soap, it's going to become my little tag phrase, I guess. You cannot make soap without lye. However, there is no lye in a well-made soap. So if you're making soap properly, that means you've weighed out the oils, combination of oils to lye, and you've weighed it out properly, and you didn't put too much lye in it. That's why you have to weigh it. You cannot do it by volume. All of the oils have to be calculated by weight. And there's a soap calculator. I don't have to figure it out for myself. Although you can, for those people who don't mind doing the math. I'm not doing that. You can figure out the sap value, which is the short name for the saponification value, how much lye is needed to change that amount, that weight of oil into soap. can see, this is already at a trace. I'm just blending it more because I don't need to do any kind of design with this, so it can be at a thicker trace, a much thick place, but this is already at trace. You can mold this and it will, you know, finish the saponification process in the mold on its own, and it will not separate. And trace is pretty much that stage where the oils and the lye water has mixed together at a point where it starts to get thick. You can kind of trace your name, hence the word trace, or trace some lines at the top of the soap, and you can see the lines being left behind. I don't know if you can see that. You might be able to see that. That's why it's called trace. It looks kind of like pudding. And this is like a medium trace right now, but I'm gonna try to blend this more just to get it thicker. Not because I have to, but because I want to. Now, I have not added the fragrance in this yet. I'm gonna add that last. In case it needs to blend some more, I can. And one time, working with a fragrance, well, actually it was a fragrance that I've worked with before, but it was from a different fragrance company. And fragrances are, you know, they are chemicals, so they're not 100% natural. Essential oils are natural. So fragrances are made up of a lot of the scents, especially the nice fruity scents and foodie scents that I like. They're made up of a lot of blends of different oils. So everyone has maybe their own formula or their own way of making that chemical component. So yes, although this is real soap that I'm making, I do use fragrances. Not all of my soaps are 100% natural. The ones that have fragrances have a chemical called a fragrance, of course, which is a man-made product. I also make unscented soaps, and I make soaps with fruit and vegetable pulp, and I also make soaps with essential oils for those people who just really like a nice, purely natural soap with no chemicals in it, and sensitive skin. I do not use organic products, and it's not that I don't like organic products, it's that organic products are really expensive, and it'll drive up the cost of my soap. And if you know anything about Sensational Touch, our tagline is eco-friendly, skin-friendly, pocket-friendly. So while we do use some man-made products, we don't use a whole bunch of extra stuff that's not necessary. We don't use a lot of extra unnecessary stuff in order to make our products, which makes it skin friendly. A lot of people use my soap that has eczema, and they, you know, I've gotten so many reports, oh, you know, when I use your soaps, I have eczema and I usually can't use, you know, scented things, but your products, they don't break me out. My sister has eczema herself, and she uses my products religiously. Everything except the salt scrubs. She does not use the salt scrubs, but she doesn't use anybody's salt scrubs. She likes sugar scrubs because, you know, the salt, because of the eczema, that her skin tends to be a little more sensitive to anything with salt. So she just doesn't use anybody's salt scrub. Okay, so this is going to stay like that. I'm going to add the fragrance. Oh, that smells so good. Arabian spice. Arabian spice. Arabian spice. Okay, yes, I like singing. Even though I don't have the best of voice, I don't care. I'm going to sing anyway. Why? Because I'm happy. I'm making soap. How can you not be happy in making soap? Oh, talking about making soap. So, if you don't already know, you should, because I have been advertising it. But in case you've missed it, my soap making workshop, the last one for the summer, is coming up. August 31st is the last Saturday in this month. August 31st, 1 o'clock. Once you register, you will get the exact location. You will not get the location unless you register. There are some more spots, but there are limited amount of spots. So if you want to learn how to make soap, this is a basic beginner soap making class. In other words, we're not going to be dealing with all of the different types of additives that you can add, but we are going to deal with how to use lye safely, the equipment that you should have on hand, that you need, the equipment that you might want to have, stuff to stay away from, the do's and don'ts, you know, how to use lye, some precautions in case you get lye on you, because lye is a caustic material. It is not for people who are under the age of 18, because again, you are working with a caustic material. But if you're making soap of any kind, there's no such thing as no lye soap. And I know there are books and there are different websites that talk about it and they say no lye soap. What they're actually talking about could be one of two things. You have what's called melt and pour soap, or glycerin based soaps, and those are soaps that are actually already made, that you can, the glycerin base and melt and pour base is called melt and pour because you can melt it down, pour it, add some ingredients, some coloring, fragrance if you want, and pour it into a mold and let it harden. It doesn't take long for it to reharden, about an hour or so. And that's more like soap design, really, because the soap is really already made. You're not making the soap, but they do call it soap making, even though you're not making the soap. It's already made, and that's probably why people get confused, because they say it's soap making, but you're not really making soap. The soap is made, and you're just melting it down and then redesigning it in a fashion, you know, of your choosing. So there's that kind of soap, and then there's what they call rebatch. And that's soap that's made from cold process, which is what I'm doing right here, what you're watching. This is cold process soap making, which is a little bit of a misnomer because it's not cold at all. The lye is hot when you put it in, and when you mix it together and it sits in the mold and goes through the saponification phase, it gets really hot. So it's called cold process because you don't heat it. But it heats on its own because the chemical reaction heats it. It's called, that chemical reaction is called saponification. So it heats up the soap. See how nice and thick this is? See, now you don't have to blend it and allow it to get this thick, soap to get this thick, in order to pour it into a mold. I did that so that when I pour it in the mold, I will be able to texture the top and give it a really nice design really quickly and not have to wait for it to get hard to texture it. Okay, just scrape this bowl. You might not be able to see me scraping, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just scraping the bowl right now to get all the soap out. Here, let me show you. See? That's all the soap in there. So I'm just gonna scrape the bowl down. Try to do it with my other hand so y'all can see what's happening. So you guys can see what's happening. Okay, that's not a term I usually use all the time. I am from Brooklyn. Us Brooklynites don't usually say "use guys," but I'm just being silly. It looks like ice cream. As you can see, as I'm mixing it up, it's kind of staying nicely. I'm gonna kind of tap it down a little bit. See how it stays? It keeps like its form. That's the benefit of doing a thicker trace. You have a really nice form at the top. Without having to wait while it's in the mold for it to, whoops, I just splashed soap everywhere. There's a lady on YouTube that's called the Messy Soaper, and she's always making a mess. I like her. She's funny to watch. I think only soap makers really like watching soap making. But they're not the only ones, because you guys like it too. Okay, so I'm going to put this here and get my rag, because like I said, just spilled soap everywhere. My spoon on the table. So this is my work table. So as you can see, it's a mess. And you probably never believe that this is actually after I've cleaned it, and it's still a mess. But it's okay. I just do my soaping up here and my product making up here. I'm gonna bang this down. Okay, get it off camera. What the banging do is to help to get out the little soap bubbles, and it also evens it out. Now I'm gonna try to do some kind of a design. I'm going to should have got a little stick for that part. Maybe I will get one. Hold on. So that I have to use a So this video is going to be kind of long if I put it all together, so I may separate it into two. Okay, so this is the last of the tea, so I just want to sprinkle this side with it, a little bit on the top. Could have put a little bit more inside. Okay, so the Arabian spice is done. So I hope you guys like that. I'm gonna put this aside. I'll eventually cover that up. It's not covered right now, but it's okay. It can stay uncovered for now, but I'll eventually cover it. So this is the, I don't want to, little, that left. Oops, sorry, put my hand in front. So I'm going to take and blend this again. And this, well, I'm going to blend this first. This one is going to be the Almond Supreme. So this time I didn't forget to break up the shea butter. Let's move this out of the way. Again, all of my oils are weighed out before I started, so I don't have to weigh anything. This is my live water that I'm adding. So once again, I'm working not necessarily at room temperature. The room temperature oils and the lye has cooled down, but it is not room temperature. It's not that cool. It's still, maybe it is that cool. The lye was still warm. Still warm. Now this one is going to be in the pot spray. So half of it will be half of it will have a little bit of titanium dioxide, which I did not put in yet. And I should have, I kind of forgot actually. And then I'm going to leave some behind and add on some cocoa powder to do a swirl. Oops. And I did not mean to put, it's not that much. That's about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon and a half. 1 teaspoon, I don't know. Almond is another fragrance. Well, not another, because I don't know if the other one discolors. I forgot to check. I should have, but I forgot. But almond does, you know, discolor sometimes, so. Titanium dioxide in there to offset some of that color discoloration. And I am going to, oh, a little bit of the tea is in here because I didn't clean this off, but that's okay. It's not that much. You're not going to really see it too much. So I'm going to add the fragrance. And then after I add the fragrance, I will pour half of it, put some cocoa in the other half, and then pour that in. I'm going to mix this in with the whisk so it doesn't get too thick. Oh, I love almond. Such a nice sweet smell. I'm going to make one more batch of soap, but not. Yeah, I think my camera went off, so I don't know how much I didn't get, but I just heard it beep. So hopefully I didn't miss too much. That doesn't mean it was full. No, it's recording. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna pour half of this in the mold, and then I'm gonna take half of it, color it with the cocoa powder, take the other half, color it with the cocoa powder, and pour this in here. As you can see, it's very liquidy still, which is good. I don't want too much left over, but just enough for it to create a nice swirl. So I'm just adding about a tablespoon of cocoa powder. Right now I'm mixing it in with a stick. I'm going to use the whisk. Well, oh, I don't know if I'm on camera. Let me move that up some. This. This is not the whisk I just had. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. I'm like, this is not the whisk I had. Just dirtied up another whisk. This is the whisk I was using. It was hiding. Okay, I just want to blend this a little bit more because I want it to be a little thicker. Just a little bit. Make sure everything's incorporated. Just trying not to get air in there, but air kept sucking up. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this in. I'm just going to let it go from high to low. Whoops, I'm making a mess. And letting it drop from high allows the soap to get down to the bottom of the mold. And dropping it from low allows it to sit more to the top, so it can have a little depth, because I'm not going to really mix this again. Just going to scrape it out, and that's it. Okay guys, so once again, if you want to learn how to make cold processed soap on your own, you're going to learn all the basics. You'll learn how to formulate your own recipe. You'll learn how to keep live safety. You'll learn how to use a soap calculator, what equipment you need, what equipment you don't need, or rather what equipment you should not use. Some equipment I might caution you on, you can use it, but just want to use it cautiously. And you're gonna make soap too. You're gonna make your own. You're gonna make a half a pound of soap. So you're gonna be making soap while you're learning how to make soap. And hopefully after this class that you take, that's if you register, you will be making your own soap. So I'm gonna just give a little figure 8 at the top. A little bit of swirls. And that is it, people. And that class will be given on August 31st. When you register, you will get the complete address as to where it is. It's in the Brooklyn, New York area. It will be in Brooklyn, New York. I will be teaching it. It will be a wonderful, wonderful day. This is Almond. Where is my other one? This is Arabian spice. We have almond, we have Arabian spice. It'll take about 4 to 6 weeks for this to cure. I will be putting it on the website once it gets hard enough for me to take it out and cut it and take some pictures. Okay? So thanks for watching, guys. It's Kamisha from Kamisha's Corner saying thank you for watching. If you are watching this on my YouTube channel, then I ask that you don't forget to subscribe. Push the notifications button so that you can receive notifications of when I do a next video. And comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And let me know what kind of classes you would like for me to give next. Because I've always done soap making, but I can do lotion making, body butters. We can do bath bombs. We can do a lot of different things. So just let me know. And I will be happy to oblige. Okay? Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time. If you want to take the soap making class, you can look for the link. You can look in my Facebook page. I'll list it there. And I'm happy to list on my group as well. And on my personal page. Okay? Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. So, I am here